This is third place. This is another prize. Like I'm telling you, it's not important stuff.
It's cool. Thank you.
You betcha.
I don't know why people put this away.
I don't either.
No.
Sorry. Oh, I threw my crap right. Oh man. Oh, that's gonna just ruin everything. Oh, it's gonna get ruined. Hi,
How
are
many
you?
slips do we need?
We'll take 4 tonight for our 4 rounds. Hi. And Robert, we're up and going. Or yes, I'll do it. Not my job. I'm the talent in the braids. They're supposed to be the tech people. Jeez Louise. Gonna kick some ass tonight?
I'm trying.
Prove it.
Great.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Sure.
Something like that.
Works for me.
Somewhere. Maybe.
I haven't slept much in the last 2 weeks, so I have no idea either.
Anything good to drink down there in Puerto Rico?
Not that we had. They're always like, we're the classic land of rum. Their rum sucked. Like almost, and I like rum. I like all kinds of rum. Almost intolerably bad. I'm so funny.
Gasoline style.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, you could try. They have the Don Q here.
Yeah.
You could try a sip of it, and you're just like, "What? Oh God, why? But why? but their cheap light beer, Amaraya, was very affordable.
There you go.
Say, and
Down to Cranky's Head. We're going to start with trivia here in just a couple of minutes. If you'd like to play along with us, come on up, grab 4 sheets and a pen, and we'll get started here in, let's say, 3 minutes. 3 minutes, my friends.
hey, 4 Schlitz. 4 of those Schlitz.
You said 4 sheets and a pen?
Sheets and a pen. Hi, how are you? I am back. It's crazy,
Go
but
ahead.
good time.
4 each.
No, 4 per team.
Okay.
Like there are going to be 4 meetings.
That's funny. People are like, so we get one for each of our team players. And I'm like, no. I mean, that's weird. We all turned it in. We all agreed on the same answers 4 times. I'm like, I try not to be judgy, but I'm like, really? Yeah. I mean, there's nothing written about it, but it's the basic comprehension. It's like, and I'm like, I'm telling you, might not do too well tonight, honey, but I won't say anything. There's some really shitty easy trivia at other places if you want to try that next time. Yeah. I told you exactly what it's going to be. Yeah. Yeah. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Nudge, nudge, poke, poke. We're doing about 4 rounds tonight. I'm going to track you down too. Tackled you to the floor. Thank you.
All right, folks, this is your last call to come grab slips. We'll get started here in less than a minute. You needed 4 slips and a pen. If you maybe have enough for just one more team up here.
Pacific Crush.
OMG, thanks so much. I prefer the Atlanta Crush, but just because I'm fancy. You see this pinky? See how out it is?
I do see that.
Pacific, gross.
Nice.
So we need 4 slips in total, right?
Yeah. How would get you grab? There's like 3 left. We have a print more.
Then we're the ones missing it because we
Okay.
grabbed one. but
Fair
we-
enough.
Alrighty, friends, let's get this show on the road. If it's your first time down or it's been a while, go ahead and check out those streams for the basics tonight.
We're currently out of slips. Ask these guys for 2 of theirs, and we'll have them print more up for them, okay?
Here's the basics tonight. We'll have 4 rounds of 10 questions each. Each question's worth 1 point, and you can star 1 round. You'll notice a star in the top right corner. If you circle the hell out of that star, that will double your total points for that round. So if you get 6 right, you'll get 12 total points. We don't do any repeats here, so please take notes. And our prizes tonight, as always, first place a $30 drink card, second place a $20 drink card. Third place is a surprise prize, which tonight is this very classy plastic clock with a mottled camouflage background and a deer in the sights. I think it would look great in any new modern kind of beige feeling home, as long as you have no taste and you're tacky as all fuck. We also have an even stupider prize for best team name, so come up with something stupid for us tonight. We only have 4 rules, so please follow them. First rule is no cell phones out during rounds at all, please. Feel free to narc on your neighbors. We love that shit around here. Secondly, we have a 6-person team limit. If you have more than 6, you can still play, but you cannot win our crappy prizes. So Please mark it clearly at the top of your first sheet. We have more than 6. Third, make sure to please keep your answers quiet. Don't shout out anything. Don't sing along to anything. Just be respectful. Other people are your new nemesis. You don't want to help them out or mess with them too much. And last but not least, remember it is just trivia. So relax, take a breath. If you get worked up about something, you can talk to me. But if you come up all hot and bothered, I will do my best to publicly shame you over this crappy microphone. All that being said, we are about ready to start. Make sure your team name is at the top. Let's dive into round number 1. I know you need unique New York. 10 questions about Le Big Apple. I just spent a little over 36 hours there with absolutely no sleep. And I'll tell you, that city does sleep. And it also doesn't sell beer after 1 a.m. like it's communist Russia. God. Long, sober, cold nights in the city. All right, let's dive into round number 1. Question number 1. What body of water does the Brooklyn Bridge cross over? Want some more time? You'll have 2 minutes. So feel free to take some notes on the side or on the back. But again, we'll move on about 10 seconds. Moving on to question number 2 in our unique New York round. By Puerto Ricans living in New York City in the mid 20th century, what type of store does the OED define as a small local shop with a limited range of household goods and groceries? Name that term. And seconds. Take some notes if you need to. Moving on, question number 3 about New York. In the a sudden adult Josh Paskin plays a giant hero with his boss. Legendary New York City toy store. And seconds. Question number 4. On the free ferry ride from Manhattan to what other borough can you get a clear view of the Statue of Liberty? Name that other borough. And seconds. Question number 5. Fortitude and are the two stone lions guarding the entrance to the Bryant Park location of what New York City institution? Just a general reminder, this is, so please be as specific as you can. Ten seconds. Question number 6. Send the salami to your boy enemy was a World War II era slogan of what famous deli, supposedly New York City's oldest deli? Name that deli. And seconds. Number 7 in our New York City round. Almost 7 million gallons of water flowed into New York City sewers on February 28, 1983, as some 1 million New Yorkers flushed toilets at the same time after the series finale of what TV show? And seconds. Eight. A young woman from the Boston suburbs gets a glamorous internship in New York City in what 1963 novel by Sylvia Plath? The only one she completed. What is the only novel Sylvia Plath actually completed? This is also a literary one-ish, but also it's naughty. What great American poet was drawn to the young working man of New York City? That's NYC, by the way. In 1841, writing that the frequent and swift flash of eyes offered me robust, athletic love. Name that author. Or excuse me, poet. Well, he wrote stuff too. Anyway, poet. Apparel company, is still in existence, has outfitted every American president since James Madison, except weirdly for Carter and Reagan. Name that apparel company. Thank you, Sam. And just like that, folks, round number one is done. I'm going to give you 2 minutes starting right now to check over your answers and turn in your sheets. Please turn them in facing down in front of my computer. Your 2 minutes starts now. And that star can double your points if you feel like you did well on this round. You have about a minute left, just 1 minute left to get your slips turned in.
Upside down right there for me, girls. Thank you. Upside down right there for us. Thank you. And 30 seconds. Need all your slips up here in 30 seconds, please. Refix. Last call for all slips. Get 'em up, get 'em. I'll get these scored for you. We'll find out those answers and we'll right on to question round number two in just a minute or so.
FYI, I think one of the for the these they didn't put tariffs on the bourbon, and I don't know if you've used that one yet.
I might. I'll put a name
But
for
I just wanted to mention because all under 20. So I thought that added to the humor. So
Okay.
I wanted me to tell you that.
It's still probably not funny. You guys need to be way wittier, but all right.
All right, thanks, folks. We have 23 teams tonight, and 230 answers for me to check. And only about half of you don't write like serial killers. So again, on your team, please find the person least likely to be accused of something really they'd have to move away from nearest school for that can write not creepily for the next round. Well, let's check those answers, see how y'all did. Nice mixed bag of scores here. Let's see how your team did, though. That body, the Brooklyn Big crosses over, is the good old East River. Not great for swimming. Great to dump a body in, though. Talk about a little local shop that doesn't have much, but it's open a lot. That is a Bodega. Bodega. In big, Tom Hanks as Josh Baskin dances, and FAO Schwartz with his boss, FAO Schwartz. Das ist eine Schwarze, ja. That ferry goes out of South Manhattan to the lowest borough, the most southern borough, Staten Island. Staten. Oh, we'll take a moment here. I did ask you specifically on this question to be specific. Most of you were not. I still gave you the point, but from now on, I'm just warning you, you needed to have at least public library. You know how many private libraries there are in New York? So you needed to have public library. I gave it to you if you just said library, but this is your first and last warning to at least be kind of specific, okay? Otherwise, I'll mark you wrong, because if you can't be a pedantic asshole at trivia, where can you be one, you know? Come on, that's what we're here for. Hey, send a salami to your boy in the army. That's not a New York accent. That's Cats, Stilly. Cats. As it states in the question, this was 1983. The amount of you that said Friends concerns me a lot. How old do you think the rest of us are? Jesus. That was fast. known as one of the most watched scripted shows ever, that final show of Crash. Overloaded the sewer system and people got to walk through shit on a subway. You gotta love the city. Wasn't being sneaky about this. A lot of people said Devil Wears Prada. That's definitely not Sylvia Plath. The only book she ever wrote was The Bell Jar. It's literally the only book she wrote. She wrote a lot of other stuff. The Bell Jar. If we're talking 1840s and almost guaranteedly to be homosexual American poets, you're talking that beardo, Walt Whitman. He has that zaddy energy, that like I live under a bridge kind of energy, you know? And last but not least, even he who shall not be named at his inauguration wore a suit from these folks. That is the Brooks Brothers. Brooks Brothers. And everybody since Madison. I will say, if you're a team that put Calvin Klein, you're not alone because 3 other teams put Calvin Klein. If you think Calvin Klein was around when James Madison was president, please seek help. All right. Let's check your score and see how y'all did. And we'll pick our best team name of the night. I had a couple of good options, but of our list, Contra Amigos currently in first place because they got 9 right and used their star. Only other team to use their star was the Purple People Leaders, doubling themselves to a perfect score. My personal favorite teammate tonight is the Penguin Terrorists. As in terrorists, where's that team at? Penguin Terrorists? Please come collect your. It's a bobbleheaded Darth Vader holding a candy cane. Why? I do not know. That's American capitalism for you right there. That is art. I know you're mad. It's okay. You're still mad they canceled that the Mexi fries at Taco Bell. All right, folks, you survived the first round. Now we're all settled in. Let's go ahead and dive into our next round. It's going to be a good old random round, 10 random questions that really are random. So I noticed on this one, there seems to be some themes. There absolutely isn't. With that being said, make sure your team name is at the top. Don't forget you can star one of your 4 rounds tonight. And let's dive into round number 2, random round question number 1. What's known as America's Attic? What governmental organization established in 1836 has historical holdings of over 157 million items? Name that organization. Be specific, please. Question number 2. This is kind of odd. The production company TSG Entertainment, financiers of films like The Shape of Water and Parasite, uses a logo of a man shooting an arrow through a row of axe heads in reference to what classic piece of literature? Looking for the piece of literature, not the character. You're right. To the public, they do it anyway, but.
Well,
10 seconds.
hey, what was that?
Right. He's right. Just want to be clear. He's right about this. He's very right. Question number 3 in our random round. What unit of energy will raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius? It's probably 364 American weight objects by 12 degrees of something else. But
Russell! 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 Vic!
10 seconds. Question 4, I only do one sports ball question per night. This one's barely there, but here we are. So in the U.S., it's usually just called bowling. What is the official name of the common sport we have here, distinguishing it from forms of lawn bowling? What other term is used both in the U.S. officially and around the world?
Still look. And
10 seconds. And make sure your phones are away, especially if you're sitting at the bar wearing a tan shirt next to your friend with her hood up. Just saying, make sure your phone stays away. Not that I'd ever publicly shame anyone. She's clearly checking a text. She's fine. All right, here we are at number 5. What 1996 movie features Nev Campbell and I don't know how to Fairuza, I assume. Fairuza Balk as teen witches? Ten seconds. Take some notes if you need to. You'll have 2 minutes at the end of the round. Question number 5. What object is shot from a crossbow?
well, that's actually wet.
10 seconds. Question number 7. In the 1932 novel Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, what American industrialist is lauded as the creator, quote unquote, of society? Who do they love in Brave New World? Be specific, please. Number 8 leaning a little older here too. I told him he was random. Humphrey Bogart won his only Oscar for what movie named after its titular boat? And yes, I put titular in there just so I could say it. Because I'm single and lonely and sophomoric. One for you nerds and nerds. In the Harry Potter series, what character is discovered to be a prince? And finally, question number 10. I'll give you some extra time for this. The South American countries where Portuguese is the official language in alphabetical order. Just like that, round number 2 has come to a close. Again, folks, you have 2 minutes starting now to check over your answers. Please make sure things are written clearly, that you definitely have only put one answer down, that your team is on it, and don't forget about those stars. 2 minutes starting now-ish.
Hey, y'all.
Thank you.
The first one I scored had 0, so don't feel bad. Upside down right there for me, bud. Sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Can we put them face down?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, $20 bar tab for 6 people is pretty lame, but I see it every so often.
1 minute down, less than a minute to go, Brent. It sure is upside down right there for everybody. Thank you. I know I'm a prick tonight. Oh! And just 10 seconds left. Get your slips up, folks. That's what all slips should be in. I'll get these scored as quickly as possible for you. Check those answers. Move right along to a picture round for round number 3. People did really bad.
How many we got left?
2 more.
What do you only do? 4 now?
Yeah, we switched over that like years ago.
Wow,
Thanks for paying so much attention to
fucking-
how hard I work around here.
Discount hour.
Well, when we had like 35 people, it took too long to score, and we were keeping people late.
Big heads up as we enter summer bingo and trivia. That's Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We begin starting at 7:30 next week. 7:30 running till trying to aim it for 9:15 for some of you losers that have real jobs. You can still get home in time to shower and masturbate. Normal things. Simmer down. Go to the zoo and the monkey exhibit for more than 10 minutes. You tell me you don't see some shit. All right, friends, thanks for your patience. Let's those answers to round number two. Another very big thing. We had a perfect score and a goose egg. So everybody else was somewhere in between. A lot of y'all said the National Archives. I'm sure they have a bunch of stuff, but not quite as much as, in general, the Smithsonian Institute. They have like 14 libraries, like 12 museums, 16 schools, like And fun fact, just because I look up all this crap, most of it was bought with actual bags of gold bullion that were brought from some guy's inheritance. I think it's sexy. Shooting an arrow through a bunch of accents is from Homer's Odyssey. It's how he proves after he gets home. It's before he murders all of his wife's suitors. It's kind of a light point in the story, but either way. So many people guess Joule. I'm saying it's not a bad call, but the thing is, it's just a calorie. That's literally what a calorie is. But the calories that you use to gauge your food consumption are kilocalories, 1,000 of those. Just fun fact for your day. We call it bowling. We definitely don't call it bocce ball. Nobody else does. It's called 10-pin bowling. I did take pin bowling, even though that makes me hate you, so don't get too excited. You're now my arch nemesis. I did give it to you. Yeah, 10-pin is what they call it throughout most of the world, 10-pin bowling. If you want a blast from the past, please check out 1996 The Craft. Inspiring a bunch of young 90s girls to slowly go goth and get into crystals. When you shoot something from a crossbow, it might look like an arrow, but it's definitely called a bolt. Crossbows only shoot bolts. Brave New World, if you haven't touched it, they really should make a movie of it. But that's Henry Ford. Literally to the point that they cut off the top of all the crosses so they look like a T for the Model T in this creepy future world. Oh, buy my Ford. A lot of you said Titanic. I don't know who you think Humphrey Bogart is, but it was the African Queen was Humphrey's one win. Well, I just want to be very clear. I'm making fun of a lot of you tonight. It's just to make fun. I don't care. These are stupid questions. None of this is vital to your survival. Remember question number 4. It doesn't matter. I just like to make fun of people. But literally to make fun, not to like knock them out. In the titular Half-Blood Prince Harry Potter book, the Half-Blood Prince ends up being Severus Snape. Ooh, Snape. And last but not least, I rarely do tricky questions. Well, I do tricky, but not trick questions. So the only one's Brazil. The only one by a long shot. Some of them have like 11 languages listed. None of them are Portuguese. Nobody likes Portuguese in South America, except for the filthy, gorgeous Brazilians. So let's check your score, see how you did. For those of you that did just put Brazil, thank you for putting it in alphabetical order, though. Very much appreciated. While we're looking over scores, I forgot to mention some of my favorites as well of names. They're not winners, but they're winners in my heart. Have a terrific day was a really, a pretty good one. Have a terrific day. I'm going to tariff that ass up. That's pretty good. I didn't get this one until just right now. They put Winnie the Shit, and I was like, what the hell? Instead of Winnie the Pooh, and I was like, okay, Winnie the Shit. I like that one. And this one's a little kinder, a little simpler, but you can't sip with us. It's like a Mean Girls move for a brewery crowd. I like it. And we're creeping up here toward the top. And here at the top of the pile right now is Cuatro Amigos with 23. Whoa, geez Louise. It's a new computers, guys. Sorry. Oh, gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, crap. Oh, darn it. Cuatro Amigos there with 23 points. Constitution has a perfect score, but has not used their star yet with 20. And on their tail is 3 teams, including the Purple People Eaters, Penguin Terrorists, and Lost in Space, all holding 15 points. We're gonna move right. Oh, we're gonna move right along though to our third round. This will be a picture round, so make sure you can see one of the TVs relatively clearly. And by the way, I'm sorry in advance. I write out a bunch of topics and I make sure I scatter them throughout like the trivia season. You guys got geography. Just wait. This category is on the map. I'm going to show you a non-labeled country with no countries around it labeled, and you have to name the country. Here's the clue you get. All these countries begin with vowels. And real quick, please listen up, or at least one person in every team listen up. These are the American names and spellings of the countries. All of these start with a vowel. Okay, these are the American, oftentimes really idiotic and wrong names for countries. But these are the American spellings. All 10 of these countries begin with a vowel. Let's start with number one again. Keep your answers quiet and let's roll. Name this country. Make your questions quiet and also don't talk loud, Molly Brown. She's unsinkable, and I love her. All right, 10 seconds, folks. Can name this country. There's no repeats on these, so get it figured out. Here's your clue. The name in the American version of it starts with a vowel. Go to question number two. Name the country that starts with a vowel. If you don't know what a vowel is, ask a friend, okay? Number three, trying a pretty random one after you here. Number three, it starts with a vowel. And yes, it's the country in the red on the right, not the blue spot. Ten seconds. Make a guess. How about number four? Name that country that starts with a vowel. Excuse me. I gave you one tiny clue on this one because it's hard. There's number five. Name that country. Ten seconds. You still have 2 minutes. Take some motion if you need to. Name the country. It starts with a vowel. Yes, I clearly stole these images without paying for them. Thus the watermarks. 10 seconds. How about 7? Name the country. Move on to number 8. Not too far off. Number 8. Name the country. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. But this all used to be the red light district back in the 60s.
Here's number 9. Name the country with the American name.
Yeah.
How about hazy for you?
Yes. Oh, what service, I tell you. I tip you, but I don't want to, and I never will.
And finally, last but not least, just a bit around that big bang. Number 10. Eventually. Computer, hello. There we go. Number 10.
Thank you.
Move on. And just like that, friends, round number 3 is done. Remember, you only have 2 more rounds to use your star. Only 1 more round, actually. This one, use your star wisely. Your 2 minutes to check your answers and turn in your slips starts now. Don't forget those stars. Only 1 round after this. About 1 minute left. Remember to use your star to double your points. You just circle that star at the top right, or you get one more chance after this.
Oh, all those clips up
Some should be up.
with the last 3 times I got it, it was two. It was literally raw meat. And I know, but I'm like disgusted. I'm disgusted by that idea now. It literally ruined it for me. But I didn't mention it to anybody else except for like you guys.
Fixed it.
Yeah, but I don't want it. I don't want it anymore. I tried 3 times. 3 times I came home starving, desperate, and cut open just like literally a raw crust of meat.
Did the pup like it at least?
Of course he did. Like some of the rice too. Yeah. He liked it so much more than me, though.
Yeah. He's like, I love it.
He's like, I love when the kitchen fucks up so bad.
Kitchen will be open for another half an hour. If you want to get some food, dive on in, grab one of your amazing servers. Grab them though, because that's rude, but like politely get their attention by snapping in their face and calling them ma'am, 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 over here, ma'am. They love that. All right, again, folks, thank you for your patience. Those scores in. Also, wish Vanessa a happy birthday. At first, they put 30, and now it looks like 55th. I have no idea how old Vanessa is, but congratulations for not dying last year, Vanessa. So glad you made it past the next mark. They were so intent on writing the age right, it just became a wad of scratches, but we'll be fine. All right, folks, this was a rough round for a lot of y'all, so don't feel too bad. We've only had wars or paid for wars currently with 3 of these places right now, so that's fine. First one is a little country you may or may not have heard of called Ukraine. Yeah. Oh, no claps for Ukraine anymore? Also, just let you know, the computer's slagging way behind, but I'll try to keep up with you. This is Central America, so definitely not Ecuador or Ethiopia. For all of you that thought that. That's El Salvador. That's where we send people without any due process. You couldn't find it. They don't know where it is either because they're in a locked up place with no contact to the outside world. Sorry, you're brown. Number 3, a lot of you said Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is just next door. It was a great guess. That's Armenia. Azerbaijan is just to the east of there. I almost wanted to take it, and I was like, you know what, bitch? You take it. Right in your face. Here's a cute little country somewhere in the Middle East, not Iran. We just only had wars there twice. That's Iraq. Sorry, Iraq. Birthplace of human civilization, and where all your money went that you can't afford college anymore. America. Why do you guess Indonesia? Indonesia is the brown on the rest of that island, so it's not a best guess. That means it's a different. That's East Timor. East Timor. Timor-Este. Back in the Middle East for you. They love their vowels over there. That little chunk is Oman. Oman. Fun fact, the only country in the world that starts with an O. Oh my God, it's Oman. We slipped up toward people were like Italy's neighbor. 3 teams did that. Good work. But you have to be a little more specific at trivia. That is the gorgeous country of Albania. Albania, former Yugoslav area. This little chunk right up here near the Horn of Africa, it's near Ethiopia. That's kind of the cover of the horn there on the side. This actually, though, is Eritrea. Eritrea. We've also fucked around there quite a bit, but we don't talk about it. Sorry, Eritreans. Modern colonialism just sloppy. We don't know how to do it very well. Here we are in Africa, though. We're looking for a lot of people said Angola, Algiers, naming any African country. That's the Ivory Coast. Which again, that's why it's specific, because the actual name of that country is Cote d'Ivoire, which we just find too hard to pronounce. So we translate it and then we judge it. America. And now we're just popping a little bit down around the bay. This one's probably the most obscure one of all of them, to be fair, but some of y'all got it. This is the gorgeous country of Equatorial Guinea. You know, all those things you watched and cared about Equatorial Guinea. Listen, it would have had a lot going on, but they did kind of go, and I hate to use the R word, but they violated it violently for, just a couple centuries. They finally got some freedom, and people are still mad about it. The Dutch were still like, are you sure we can't go down there? And I'm like, you're the Dutch, you're the cool ones. Back off, bro. All right, let's check your score and see how you did. Hey, Crash Outs, here's the deal. You're still here, and I assume you have great personalities, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Again, just a reminder, rule number 4, these are not important things. By definition, trivia is trivial. I did feel bad about the Boots Brigade, though. They did use their star for this one. And I tried to do the math for a while, and I was like, I think 0 times 2 is still just, God damn it. Happy whatever birthday, Vanessa. It might be 55th. It might be 30th. Girl, you can claim whatever you want. We think you're gorgeous. Lots of you have not used your star. By the way, those scores in those left columns, if they're highlighted, they have used their star so far. And now the unconstitutional nimble restrictions. They moved into first place with a perfect score and a star with 33 points. Just behind them with 32 is a hot 2-way tie between Slim Pickens and Cuatro Amigos. And Constitution's Constitution, you'll learn to use your star earlier next time. Oh no, I'm judging you hard. I know, thank you. Please don't do that because I'm real delicate though. I'm only a loudmouth when I have a microphone, but I cry quietly alone at night quite often. Thanks for bringing it up. All right, folks, we have one more round tonight. Usually last rounds are like one-word answers or crossword clues or something silly. I wrote this between airports at times. I think it's going to be a good one, though, so it's more of a normal round. Literally called, eventually when the computer, the internet catches up the computer and YouTube catches up. Speak of the devil. 10 questions about Dark Lord himself. Round number 4. Question number 1. I want you to finish the classic idiom, speak of the devil, ... Remember, this is the classic version of it. I'll take 2 options, but not 3. Up that because we rarely use angling idiom, which sounds like something you should get snipped off or at least wear underwear around. 10 seconds though. We're moving on now. I don't know how long the computer's taking. Pop it over to question number 2 though here in just a hot mo. Number 2 in our Speak of the Devil round, first appearing in the OED, the Oxford English Dictionary, in 1643. What nickname for the devil is similar to one for Santa Claus? Ten seconds. Number 3 here. In the Charlie Daniels hit, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, the musician enters a competition with the devil, risking his eternal soul for what prize? What does the musician get if he wins? Be specific. This is trivia. Dime recorder. Okay. 'This one ended up a 1090 reference. Sorry, Utes, but here we are. In a 1996 commercial for a new bacon cheeseburger, what Wendy's founder ignores an angel on one shoulder, listening to a devil instead? The bacon extra spicy. The burger, not the bacon. By literally just putting pepper jack on it. That's how spicy things were in 1996. Name the founder of Wendy's. Question number 5 about the Lord himself. What 1604 Christopher Marlowe play follows a dissatisfied scholar who makes a pact with the devil for unlimited knowledge and power, leading to tragic effects? I will take the title of the play, or if you want to keep it simple, just the title of the main character. Ten-ish seconds. On to question number 6. Red Devil is a nickname for Robicin, an effective but side effect causing drug for what ailment? For treating what ailment? The Red Devil. It's not diarrhea, and keep your answers quiet, please. And seconds. Question number 7 in our Dark Lord round. Speak of the Devil. Complete the lyric from the Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil song. Stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was a time for a change. Killed the Tsar and his ministers. And who screamed in vain? Just looking for that missing. Who screamed in vain? Both historical and a music question. We're trying to be kind to you, turds, while also fucking with your brains and your life. And in seconds. This is mostly because I'm a pedantic turd bag, but meeting Morningstar, what often used name for the devil has been traditionally interpreted as a description of the king of Babylon's fall for power, not an evil entity. Means morning star. Or light bringer if you want to get sassy. Seconds. '90s. That's the other one. There's a lot of information here, but it's actually a pretty simple question. In the 1997 movie The Devil's Advocate, Charlize Theron plays a woman. Her husband, a young lawyer played by Keanu Reeves, realizes he is working for the actual devil, played by who? Who played the devil in 1997's Devil's Advocate? And seconds. And finally, question number 10, a two-part answer. You need both to get the points. Book Good Omens, co-written by what two famous British fantasy authors, takes a humorous look at the end times when the Antichrist is accidentally raised in a dumpy British village. Name both of those authors. Last names are fine.
Not a bad round, right? I worry about the youth a bit. Fuck them.
Thank you. And just like that, our final round is done. Remember, folks, I will not automatically for you. So if you've not used your star yet, make sure to mark that star, circle the hell out of it to the top right of your handle. Your 2 minutes to turn in your flip starts now. You Frankie old drunk man. All right, folks, 1 minute down, 1 minute to go.
Sorry, I just over here. Yeah. I had to be like, folks, 30 seconds. Final slips turn in, please. And fun fact is your absolute last call to get some food into the kitchen. Grab a server or harass the folks at the bar if you want to grab some grub before you head out tonight. I'll do as quickly as possible. Score these sheets. Find out who our winners and our people that definitely didn't win by the most round. Happy hour Thursday through Saturday. If you're downtown Thursday through Saturday, don't feel like hanging around all the young co-eds. Come over to Frankie's starting at 8 o'clock. Cheap drinks and a good time.
Do you need another?
I would take one more, yes, please.
That, folks, if you've never been down to our bingo, last night the lowest prize we gave out, embarrassingly low, was $426. We do not mess around with our bingo. It is big monies and a good time. The bingo caller's a bit of a prick, but he's so handsome because he's so bald. So it works out for all of us, but God, he's terrible. We still put up with him though, and you should come down and check it out. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Do you not know the difference between trivia and bingo? One of them you ask random questions, one of them might just say numbers. And you put, okay. Well, you're doing it really weirdly wrong, but I'll allow it because I hope you'll figure it out sometime soon. And my friends and lovers, big reminder, if you've been coming down to bingo and or trivia, both are going to start at 7:30 starting next week. 7:30. Big heads up. Also, the kitchen is closed. Tragically. All right, let's check those final answers, see how your team did. I forgot to check if we have a tiebreaker or not. We'll find out, I guess, when we see the answers. Classic game, Speak of the Devil. And he or Dolph up here if you want to get really classy with it. Most of y'all got that one. It's funny though, we never say the second part, which I kind of love about how English develops over time. Old Nick is the name for Satan from Old Iniquity. Old Nick. Both you said Satan, and I get it because I've met half of your mother-in-laws. But I'm just saying it ain't no thing. But a chicken wing. Old Nick first appeared in the OED in 1604. And it kind of comes from Saint Nick. In that song, a shiny fiddle made of gold. So if you put a golden fiddle, anything with fiddle and gold, you got that point. Seems, I don't know how much gold was worth then, but seems a little intense. The founder of, if you're as old as I am, you definitely know this guy. That was Dave Thomas. I did just take Dave, though. That's close to all of our hearts, you know. He should never have been on TV. He had no charisma, but he apparently got like 1 million kids adopted during his time, so that's great. Christopher Marlowe. The actual title of the play was The Tragical History of Dr. Faustus, but I did also just take Faust because that story has been retold under 1 billion names since like the 1300s. If you didn't know the answer to this, please revel in your privilege. But it's one of the most effective drugs for a certain thing for cancer, but it does eat away at your heart muscles really bad. So you're like, how did I work this? If you didn't know that answer, good luck. If you didn't know the answer, sorry, and I hope you're still around, or they are. He killed the czars and his ministers, and Anastasia screamed in vain. Nice to meet you. Oh, yes, my name. Yes, my name. The name meaning the morning star, which actually was originally the fall of a Babylonian king. That's Lucifer. Lucifer. Never meant to be continued with Satan, but ignorant people weren't able to read, and here we are now. People telling me because I'm gay, Lucifer will come at me. I'm like, that bitch has been dead for however long. Babylonian kings don't scare me. Devil's Advocate had released their own Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino. The Puch, if you will, which nobody says because that's not how you say his name. And finally, last but not least, one of my favorite books. They just did a pretty passable miniseries of it on one of the streamers. Yeah, darn tootin' bitch, you just remembered it, didn't you? Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, both amazing authors. One of them, I think, is currently being canceled as we speak, but I can't really be bothered because I was into him before that time. Real quick before I move on, again, just a big heads up to any of our general fans that come down every week. Once it catches up here, Bingo and Trivia are changing to 7:30 next week and through most of the summer, as far as I know. Also, folks, I know as simple as this might seem, I do spend 10 to 12 hours writing very specific questions and making sure I back them up so there's no ambiguous answers. If you think that time was worth it for your free entertainment down here, please give me $1. It's just $1. Please. All right, let's check those final scores and see if we need to do a tiebreaker. So, boys, I love you. Maybe stay inside and read a book once in a while, but otherwise, I'm sure you're great at chopping wood. And you will survive us all in the apocalypse. None of this information would help us survive in a real situation. Look through. I didn't see it. Sorry. Or anything. I did check the floor, but I didn't triple check everything on there, so I'm sorry. Do you guys think you might be up close to the top?
We should have 14. I'm not sure where it puts us, but
Okay.
Here we are. We doubled it. Oh, you only gave us 6.
Well, because
What didn't you like? Maybe we counted wrong.
Beelzebub, Rasputin,
Oh, yeah.
arthritis, and Krampus.
Okay, somebody over there can't count.
It's okay. All right, real quick, I just need to throw in a score for one of our teams here to make sure they are part of the party. You guys can see how the sausage is made here. So I'm sure none of you have seen how basic bitch spreadsheets work. Folks, we have a nice clean win here tonight. Constitution is taking it home with 42 points. They're getting this gift card. I have right. Oh, that's right. They didn't make it yet. Rob, you're such a good manager. I'm so glad you pay attention so much. Asshat. The unconstitutional nipple restrictions will be getting a $20 card. And Slim Pickens slid in at the end with 37 points. Meaning they're going to get this really, I think, beautiful clock. Beautiful above your mantle. Really invested in.
Hi, how are you? Okay, it's for you guys. God, it's beautiful, isn't it? And you can see this is high tempered, low quality plastic. So you no. No. If they're like gummy and
Thank you.
just the smell I'm already into.
Thanks for the reminder, Reed.
Well, we need two of them for 30 and 20. And
You already got it, you ding dong.
did you mark it on the front for
Don't
which
need
one this
to.
is so I know how to get it
Second.
out?
I already gave it to the first team.
Oh, who's the first? Who's the second team? Are you
I don't
the second team?
Isn't this your job?
Is it your job? Just give it. We've been having a fight tonight.
You know.
$20, yep. And I don't know how you put it toward things like harass this asshole, make it hard on him. Yes. Why are you giving out these delicious cookies? You're just not running it out and about? By the way, we went up to that. At first, I was like, hey, rich girl, you must have fun being able to rent a Jeep and go to the fanciest hotel on the whole place for the rooftop
We only
bar.
went there for drinks.
But we rented a golf cart,
Oh, right. Yeah.
which did everywhere. People were like, the road is so rough. And we're like, Montana people were like,
No,
this golf cart can totally handle it.
no, same.
And the block bar, yeah. We went up there and the bartenders were just like so fun and
Yeah.
cute. We had a great throwdown time there. I'm gonna say we did the
Mile Bay.
Mosquito Bay,
Hurry up.
which I gotta say, like I brought just a few mushrooms down and we popped them.
That is so
So when you stick your little hand in the water, wiggled it, it just kind of kept wiggling, and I was like, but it was awesome. I appreciate both those things. I was like, at first I was like, oh, you're just one of the fancy people. Then I was like, oh wait, same cost for a golf cart, and then the drinks on that roof are not expensive.
No,
Plus
all
we
that
made-
stuff in PR is
Plus,
not-
we made friends with like the cute boy, who ended up
Good job.
being straight, but he seemed really fruity, so I was flirting with him the whole
It's hard
time.
to tell in PR.
Either way, all of a sudden, like our bill was not even a half of what it should have been.
Yeah, they're like $19.
And then we just have to drive all the way across the island in the dark in a golf cart with my friend who's supposed to be watching the roads, being like, "Look, there's a cow," and I'm like, "Bitch, go,
and there's a
go."
horse.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Yeah, never a cow, mostly a horse. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was great. Hi. Listen, it's BYO. Batteries not included, babes.
Man, they were included the last time.
I know, but that was a way uglier clock.
Did you make it to the Black Beach on Vieques?
Yeah, we didn't. So we just stayed right at the port town, Isabela Dos. I don't know if they say Dos or not, but Isabela Dos.
Yeah.
So we found this dumpy little, it's like chill vibes house. Nobody else was there the entire time.
Oh yeah, the Airbnb we stayed at Vieques, it was like $119 a night for this 2-bedroom, and it was like just like reeked of fabuloso, and like the bed sheets are from the 80s and whatever. But it was like it was right above the Gayakan restaurant, so it was like.
So we were up kind of like, we realized now we'd want to stay down at Fortuna.
Yeah.
But we stayed up in the main
But
town.
it's still kind of-
But it was still like, it was like $66 per night, and we had
That's part of why I
a
love
queen bed
PR.
and a bunk bed, and
Yeah.
and then there's this big open terrace, hammocks and shit. And they were renting like a cooler was $3 a day from
All the
them.
beach stuff,
All the
yeah.
dumb shitty
Yeah.
beach stuff, so we were able to load it up and go. And
And the beach center is so nice.
like so, because people were asking me, and I was like, literally every single one of them looks like a screensaver on a desktop computer from 1997.
No,
Every single one of them, and you're just like, no. And I was gonna take pictures, and I was like, I could just Google pretty beach and look the exact same. Yeah. Yeah. So we went down and deep and dirty into like, the one that has all the numbered stops out in the way far east side.
Yeah.
We also went to the little, my friend's really into birding, so we kind of went down to some of the marshy areas and
Yeah.
we just, at first we were just kind of following the road.
Big spiders.
We did, which thank God, because she loses her mind. You can't make sure it's all turned off. Yeah.
I almost like went
sorry,
face
yes.
first into a spider web last time, and the spider was like this big with like this finger sized body.
No, we'd avoid all bugs because she gets skeevy about that, but it was great.
That's
And
probably
like,
the good Black Beach. You have to go through this
Yeah.
little like jungle thing, but the Black Beach is insane.
Yeah.
It is pure black
the
sand.
guys we were talking to warned us like, you have to walk for a bit, so you don't want to bring your cooler down there.
No.
So because you seem like drinkers, you should maybe pick another beach. And we were like,
Thank you.
thank you. I've been to Black Sand Beaches. She hadn't, but we were both fine. And no, we just kind of just did a light whoop up out there. But then, so like Saturday morning, I guess we woke up there. I had accidentally booked the 9 p.m. ferry instead of 9 a.m. ferry. So I got up at 4:30 to rush down and see if I could change it to the a.m. That ferry setup is like,
Yeah, and locals get priorities.
they should, don't get me wrong. But it's dodgy, so I was like, I'm going to get up and make sure to talk to them at first so they were able to change it. Because on that day, we ended up spending all day in Yunques.
Oh, yeah.
And like we did a bunch of the little hikes in our shitty little rental car. We had to make it all the way back up to the airport in San Juan, get rid of the car, then Uber from there, go to San Juan. Got super fucking rowdy. Went to La Perla,
Oh, yeah.
which was great until one guy. I was taking pictures of my friend Sam, talking to this new gal we had, just like
Yeah.
talking to the gal at the bar. Just these cute little like here we are pictures. Some guy comes up and she's like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I'll just take a picture." And he was like, "Show me your whole phone." Like he somehow thought I was like videotaping illegal shit or something. And by the end of it, he was like, "You get the fuck out of here if you want to live today." And he was like this big and an angry little.
Yelling to you.
And I sat down the whole time while he was yelling at me. And I said, "Fair man, we'll take off, but we're waiting for food. Because this is supposedly the best tripleta on the fucking island." And he's like, "No, you get out of here now." I was like, "I'm going to wait for my food if you don't mind." And then I slowly stood up without making eye contact with him and just walked up to the front of the place.
Check on your food.
He was so ready to take down some anger. And I was like, "Man, I live in a dumpy part of a town, right? We didn't come here to like check out the poor, awkward people. We just came here for fun."
The Ron del Barlitos.
I don't know.
It's the other part of Puerto Rican rum. So Bacardi's Puerto Rican, and then all the locals drink.
Don Q.
No, I don't like that. But the Ron del Barlito.
I think we
And
tried
they
it.
have a 1-star and a 3-star.
I think we did the 3-star once, and we were like,
plain, like white label.
this is the most passable one we found. Because for a country that claims they have the best rum in the world, their rum sucks. Because I'm a rum fan, and I traveled through Latin America like crazy. Okay, and we were like, that's passable.
It is.
I actually was like, this one's okay.
Yeah.
We got another one, and an Ajo from. Actually, I'm guessing it's that exact
They
one.
made rum good before rum was really a thing. Now that rum is a thing, their rum is very like,
The Crab Island rum, which they were really that's Vieques. It's a Vieques distillery.
Okay. Yeah.
They were excited at the few places we could find that were still open in our dumpy town. Again, we should have been over there because more stuff stays open late, but it was fine. They put this Crab Island rum in it, and we're already drunk. We are not snobs. We don't really care. Both of us were like,
Does the mic stand going?
this is like, no, so bad.
I can put this back.
I was like, we just looked at each other. It's like, let's just drink them down right now and keep our eyes on each other because it was.
We're pretending these are shots.
And again, I'm always a well guy.
Sure.
I'll put anything nasty in my body. This Crab Island rum, which the Crab Island distillery is out kind of toward the northwest.
Okay.
They have a big golf course set up on their property. Be a great place to hang out if their rum wasn't fucking dark. She got a dark and stormy, and it was almost clear because their aged dark rum is just not in any way, shape, or form. We were both confused. It wasn't, and she wasn't like, I wanted a dark rum, but I got a light rum.
Yeah.
Both were just like, I took a sip of hers, and I was like, oh God. She took a sip of mine, and she was like, oh fuck. We were both like, oh God. Okay, just force our way through it. These things cost like $15 each. Even at a dumpy little bar, we're going to get through it. So we bought bottles, we made our mixers, we had the coolers, and rattle trapping around in a dumpy little like souped up golf cart was great for us. And again, how many wild horses?
Yeah. Which it's kind of tough. It's
And then
to see because not many of them are in very good health. Like if you can.
the ones we saw were looking, I think, is I don't know what their weather system's like, but they seemed, none of them I was like, you look like you're on your last legs about to die.
Like they're so inbred. Like my ex
Shit. Okay, yeah.
used to be a horse trainer, and he's like, oh, the length of that one's back. He's like, their hips are off. Like he could like read
Sure.
that.
Okay, that kind of thing. I was more worried like you're so full of worms that you have no flesh on your body. That wasn't the major concern.
The people here, they're not like breeding engineers. buying them for rodeos, like horses.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and then the biggest surprise was like mini mongooses
Yeah.
being invasive all over the country. Because at first we just assumed they were iguanas running around. Then all of a sudden it was like,
Oh no.
oh god, no! I was like, that had fur.
Yeah.
We were like, what kind of weasels are weird things? And she's Googling while I'm cruising up that like mile-long pier
Oh,
just to turn around and go back because we had to get the cart back. But either way, yeah, it was. They were just like, oh, that's a small East Indian mongoose, and they're considered fully invasive here. You're supposed to kill them if you can.
It's kind of crazy,
yeah.
but I love. Yeah, I feel like, I've been twice. I want to go back because I haven't been. So
We spent a pretty good time in Old San Juan though, and we accidentally.
Did you go through the forest?
Yeah, well, we didn't go through Moro. We went through El Cristobal, which was like, given time, we were like, I think we're probably going to see something similar, and that's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And that would seem to actually be the more built-up one, so it's just like, it's fun to go through the tunnels and up and in. So I had a good time there. We accidentally kind of stayed at like right at the T spot of like hardcore partying. We were at a little balcony just up above it all, which for us, we don't give a fuck. If I'm going to sleep, I'm going to sleep. So I just pass out.
I think I know exactly. I think I have several pictures on that balcony.
Yeah.
We just called it Fun Alley. Like we're like, hey, you want to go to?
We say that it was just about tres banderas, that 3 flags outside, and there was an empanada place and a bar. Right across the Cubanita. Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
We were down deeply, weirdly in it. But we walked around. Major problem was I was like, I do think that there is an active open container law here. There's all these 19 and 21-year-olds running around trying to get into bars left and right and up and outside, but none of them had a drink in their hand. So I was like, but we decided we look old.
Yeah.
Boring. Nobody's gonna fuck with us, and we brought koozies, so we can at least have an amarillo, whatever the fuck the beer is. We'll go around. But I was pleasantly surprised. I had way more fun there than in Dominican Republic.
Okay.
I also think overall the Dominican Republic actually has more wild nature spots, but just being able to poke around Newcastle and kind of do it like Glacier, there's like a road and you go up and down and stop when you can.
I really wanted to do that the second time.
It's intensely cool.
That's what I really.
It's deep, proper, tropical, and up toward the top is cloud forest where every inch of every tree is covered in 3 or 4 other species, going all the way up into the jungle. And the ceibas, which there's the big ceiba out on the island. I don't know if you, on Vieques, I don't know if you went there. There's this like 700-year-old ceiba tree that it's short and it's grown out all these crazy fucking roots, and it looks like a modern art sculpture.
Old San Juan we'd go to that was kind of down by the beach. That was like all the walkways were built around it.
But we poked around and we did well. Weirdly enough, one of my main problems as far as functionality was I speak pretty good Spanish, but I wasn't ready for the accent there. So I would go up and just ask a very clear, polite question in like kind of a fun, cute way. And they were like, oh shit, he speaks Spanish. And they would just like blast at me. It was like, if I had hair, it'd be flying back, right? And I was like, whoa, but I realized very quickly to be like, I'm sorry, your accent is hard for me. I say this in English, right?
Yeah.
But if you can speak English to me, if you don't mind me practicing my Spanish, and they were like, of course, man. Yeah, that's great. So once it was every time we figured it out quick because fuck, man. I'm used to like Peruvians, Ecuadorians, like Northern Guatemalans, slow, clear, simple, direct, patient, flowing. And it's just like, but I was like, one more time. And then I'd be like, never mind. I can speak Spanish. I can't understand it, which is so weird for some. They were like, how does that work? And I'm like, what comes out of your mouth doesn't sound like Spanish to me. Sounds like a garbled fucking drunk mess, even though I'm drunk and you're sober. That's the crazy part. Like,
It's should work, but it's not.
Yeah, we got a good hump around all over, and it's definitely somewhere I'd like to go poke around more because we only kind of went from San Juan out to Vieques and back.
If you go again, go to the other side of the island to Rincon.
Yes,
great.
that's down on like the little tip down.
Yeah, it's on the west coast, and that's what
West South
for
coast.
surfing.
Yeah.
It's not like the it's good beaches to hang out, but not for like if you're into snorkeling or swimming, because those are surfing beaches. But the food there is different. It's a lot. Well, it tends to be a lot more like fresh fish, like
Which I don't like fish because I'm from Montana, but my friend was obsessed with it.
yeah.
And I was like, everywhere's chicken tenders, right? I'll just eat like a toddler. I don't mind. Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I'll find something to eat. I
But
don't really.
Rincon, and it's just fun. It's a very just different vibe. It is like a little beach surf town, so everyone's like.
We stayed in a couple of those. We got to our ferry so early to get over there on the mainland that because I didn't realize you had to book ahead for like days or weeks, and of course the website wasn't working. All this shit. So we were like, we were gonna go to the park that day and just get the last ferry over, and I was like, fuck it, let's go make sure we have. So we had like 4 hours to go around the ferry stop,
Yeah.
but we ended up going to this dumpy little local town like outside of La Ceiba, which is where it actually.
Were they fine
Yes.
with you there? Okay.
We just stopped at this roadside bar where a bunch of people were playing dominoes and walked in and kind of figured it out. Everybody was so chill.
That was
But-
the only place was like in the ferry town. It was in Fajardo. We stopped. We were like waiting for the ferry. We had hours to kill, and we stopped. And they were like, "Oh no, we're gonna go out. Like shoot us out." They did not want white people there.
I think we were clearly very dressed down and looked a little
Oh,
rugged.
we were too. Traveled especially to Puerto Rico. It's like
The one thing I was surprised by, which again created the problem I was talking about earlier, but coming in with clear, direct greetings and specific greetings in Spanish and like all the way over it.
Spoke Spanish. He's from Mexico. He also looks like he could be Puerto Rican. He's tan. He has black hair.
He's from Mexico, yeah, he's fine then. But they still were like,
they
no,
were
thank
like-
you.
Yeah, he's from Texas.
Okay.
But he
But we never we didn't run into except in La Perla. And it was just our last night, and it literally our food came out right as the guy was getting more and more
we tried
pissed.
2 different bars in Fajardo, and they were like, no. We were like,
Oh, we just sat outside and watched guys play. One of the guys was like, "Where are you from?" We're like, "Montana," and he was like, "Oh, because it's crazy. This is the first country I visited that mostly Spanish is spoken, where people know where and what Montana is. It's one of the first times I've traveled anywhere in the world that people know what and where it is.
Yeah.
So everybody was just like, "Oh, do you live on a ranch?" And we're like, "No, we live in the West. It's like the mountain part." And they're like, "Oh."
we had a bartender in Rincon that we would go back and see every day. And he had known, he told him if he lives in Colorado,
Yeah.
Denver, because we'd just become legal. He's like, me and my friends are going to do a trip there.
Yeah.
And then, we went to Montana, and he'd actually been to Glacier, and we're like,
Dude, that's cool. Yeah.
yeah.
Having at least like a few people have been through Yellowstone Park, but the show Yellowstone was the major indicator for a lot of people. So then we had to like explain our way out of being like, that's not what most Americans that live in that area are like in any way, shape, or form. Which again, my Spanish gets better and better the drunker I am and the more I'm immersed, right? And I'm able to make dumb jokes, able to make stupid things. So when I really like trying to make bad jokes, and joking in a foreign language is like a fucking toss in the dark, right?
Yeah.
Will it work? Will it won't?
Is that going to translate?
So I taught my friend, she had her please, thank yous, excuse me. She was a polite and awesome. She's a Montana girl, right? But I taught her olio pedazo, which is like this fucking clown.
Oh.
So I'd be olio pedazo. And so I'd be up doing my thing, and the person would be like, "Oh, you're silly, whatever." And then they look at her, and she'd be like, "Olio pedazo," and they would like lose it, because it was so funny. Like this fucking clown. After she'd been like, "Hola, pardone, baño," and then all of a sudden she's dropping like what you'd say, like this fucking clown over it, like what you'd say in like normal combo. Because at first I was like chingado pedazo, and they're like, they apparently don't use chingado on there. It's olio. And so it was those kind of simple little things to figure out that she then felt super comfortable. Because she could stand there waiting for it and just make like, if the person looked at her, she'd just be like, and then I'd walk away and she'd be like, olio pedazo. And they'd be like, wait, did you, what? Like, what? And then of course we were like buddies. It was all very cute. But,
yeah, I want to go back. Also really want to go back. Single. I was like, oh, because like there, the Puerto Ricans were like, oh, you were like all dirty. They were like,
my friend,
like my husband would be there, and like the wedding band on, and they'd be like, whistle, and like they do that teeth sucking thing.
Yeah, which is gross. But also, you're like, listen, I know you have huge dongs, and if you have the Magnum condom, I have the night off, baby. Like, let's figure this out. Yeah. No, my friend was a very buxom, very big bootied gal.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I have to show you the one picture though. It was just the best. It was the best we took. This was in Luquillo, which is just outside of the park, where we stayed for a
yeah.
couple nights just to kick around. We had a guy take it for us. Sorry, then we spent like 2 days in New York, and all this is like on the day I hadn't slept since most of these. Oh my god, it might be in a collection. Oh, it's maybe in a download collection or something. It's just so funny. No. We went to this place that like had beach chairs and umbrella.
Like
And
fancy. Was that
it
was
was
near the fancy hotels in San Juan?
no, this is in Luquillo again, which is just north of the national park. And we'd been to a Walmart after we left San Juan just to
Okay.
like. She was looking for Reef Safe sunscreen, which they still don't even sell at the Walmart down there. But we got some more baby wipes because she was like, "Oh my god, I didn't bring any kind of wipe." She was on her period too, so I was like, "I
Yeah.
only have like 20. I didn't bring my big pack. I brought a small pack because I thought you." So we did kind of that kind of shopping or whatever. There was chickens on the second level of the parking garage at the Walmart, and you're like, "How? What? Where do you?" Okay, what if? Anyway, long story short, I was wearing this shitty shirt that I bought for the trip. It was there in Walmart when we got there. So then we sent one to our friend as well here in Missoula, which she photoshopped herself in. We don't have that picture, but we were like, let's make sure to blend in so we don't look like tourists with our matching Tommy Bahama chairs. And like, I'm holding the umbrella and we're wearing these matching stupid fucking shirts, these stupid fucking hats. We decided our names were Dat and we're from Winnipeg.
Oh yeah.
Just so you know. So it was Dat and Howie. And we're from Winnipeg, and this is the first time we were able to travel because we have a parrot. And you got to find just the right person to really take care of a parrot when you travel. It's so in the middle of stuff. If I got bored, I'd just look at her and just tone to it. I'd just be like, "Oh, hello. Oh, hey, Chelsea," who's our good friend, but also we pretended she was our
Your pet
niece.
sitter?
It was. I was like,
Your parents.
"No, honey, it's fine. You don't need to lock the door. He can't hit him." Oh, it's the thing. Oh, yeah, lock that door then. Oh, honey, those will grow back, I promise. I promise they'll grow back. It's just because he loves you. Those are the windows to your soul. So just keep your hand up when he comes nearby. And I'm doing this at full volume in dumb places while we're wearing this matching fucking shit.
Oh my god, Reed. That sounds great.
The San Juan airport took way longer than expected. We stayed up all night drinking. We did not sleep that night, obviously, because it had a 4 a.m. flight.
Worst drink I ever had was at the San Juan Airport bar. Mojitos are like everywhere on the island. Everyone on the island can make them with their eyes closed. They're like sugar, lime,
Yeah,
whatever.
rum,
Well,
mix it.
no, I go to the bar. We're leaving. We're catching this red eye. Anyways, we're leaving, and the gal takes yellow in the yellow packets. It's like not real sugar. What is that?
Oh, Splenda?
Yeah, 2 packets of Splenda, dumps it in, lime juice, and I was just like, and so it was like overly sweet and fake sugar, and I was like almost in tears. My husband was like, just because so many things had gone wrong.
I'm exhausted. It took us forever to get here. It's goddamn thing. The line is nightmarish, and there's still 1,000 people that all need to pee. And
Yeah, the bathroom was overflowing, and it smelled like a period container. Like I was just like, oh.
Yeah. Can I tell you the one thing I realized, but especially her, was wow, when men handle like general infrastructure and construction and things, they could not give a fuck for the fact that women take longer to pee. Maybe may or may not need more pee stops, but at least sometimes need somewhere clean to take care of their business.
They need to sit down.
And because I actively just Montana's my urinal. When appropriate,
Find a
Puerto
tree,
Rico's my
whatever,
urinal
yeah.
too. It was fine. Nobody cared if they happened to catch me.
Yeah.
Kind of stand there. Not that
It's a thing.
I'm not doing it on somebody's front door or
Yeah.
anything, right? Like respectable. The amount of time we spent trying to find a clean place for her to just change her goddamn, and she was like, Flo came with me. Anger, then like she was like, she came 3 days late and full of pissiness this time.
Yeah.
She had to. I always carry in my I have a bag of answers I carry with me all the time. I always have a bunch of extra feminine hygiene products. I may need them. She used all those and still had to go buy more, and all the ones she had, and I was like, "Oh God, you were literally erupting out of your soul." And I was like, "Well, this is what you get for not being pregnant. God hates you." And no, but it's so no, I guess it's just so shocking to realize that I didn't see even any local gals like pissing in the woods, which I see in Montana all the time, so I don't really worry about it. But down there, I was like, because Sam could drop trout anywhere and piss, but there's just not anywhere we were. She pissed in the rainforest, obviously, because like it's 2 steps off.
Yeah.
Then she was like, "Oh, I found a snail." I was like, "Cool, pull up your pants and then I'll come check it out with you." Like, it was fun, but like, um, I didn't see a lot of machismo though compared to most of the Latin American countries I traveled to. I didn't see, besides that weird moment in La Perla, which sounds like that same moment when you guys are trying to go to a bar. Usually people are just like kind of like, "Where are you from?" Because I think the overt friendly politeness and the chunk of Spanish that was being used was plenty for people to be like, "You're clearly not here fresh off a cruise ship, right?
Yes,
You're
that's
like,
what they don't.
yeah."
Yeah.
And so we're like, "No, we actually wanted to come to your town,
Yeah,
and we have a
that's
couple
what
hours to go."
we
And they
would
were
do.
like,
We would both maybe like have one plan for the day and then talk to locals. What should we go see? Where should we eat? It was funny because we lived in Colorado at the time when we went, and I sold some camping gear on like a Facebook Marketplace at the time, and it was this gal from San Juan that bought the stuff, and I was like, because
"Oh my God, hi."
yeah, and
Yeah,
she
like
was,
I have a
like,
loose connection to. I've been there.
yeah,
It's just
well,
exciting.
yeah, and then, but I was like, "Oh, we're headed back next month. Where should we go?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm an organic microgreen farmer. We lived in Boulder, Colorado." And she's like, "I'm
Like,
here."
come eat my sprouts.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm here learning other organic farming stuff. You
Okay.
should go to this restaurant." Yeah, and so I did. And so we walked in and we're like, "Hey, Maria sent us one." You know Maria?" And they were like, "Oh, like almost like if you knew the chef, they're bringing out extra things." And like, it was so fun.
We were treated very kindly. I think because I don't know how your man was at the time, but we are so overtly, politely friendly, Montana. Like overtly.
Yeah. He was pretty good.
Where it's all smiles, it's a lot of eye contact. She was really good when she realized like Spanglish is kind of the way to play here.
Yeah.
Whatever was going on, no matter what was going on, she would interrupt it and be like, "I love your nails. Oh my gosh, like look at the," and I'd be like, "Those are some great," like you do that to some gal that's working on the computer, all of a sudden that computer works a little faster and you get a little bit better thing, and like,
so that when we went back 3 years later, they remembered us because we also just tipped well. Like he and I had both worked service industry, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
kind of know it and like
yeah."
need it and be able to have good combos with a lot of folks. And
So like
yeah.
the asshole tourists don't tip, leave a mess, jerks, whatever, and we would like go.
Or just they're just there. They're just there with like their eyes so big, just seeing things, but they're not like
doing the local
seeing
thing.
or doing anything
That's not how
appropriate.
we like to travel. Like that's what I'm like. I'm never gonna.
We showed
I
up.
have no
We're
interest.
clearly very grounded. We're clearly really polite, and it was fun to like. We looked like a cute couple. She was my beard the whole time, but it's not. I
Yeah.
actually expected way more flamboyant gay going on, and it was pretty goddamn subtle.
Yeah.
There was some holding hands in San Juan, old San Juan, and that was it. And I was like, fuck, I kind of thought some like older Latin guy would like. I could like. I could wink at him and just like, yeah. I don't need a Puerto Rican sugar daddy seems like a oxymoron, but
This one's part of a rum factory. It's producing sugar.
yeah, it's another.
Then right here next to we have. Yeah.
Then I have actually turned this on before. So I have to take a
Can we slow it down before you run a bit? Everything that you're doing?
Yes, I want to move it a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, we got one. No, this is very fun.
That's not it. I think you're safe, but ours is actually cheaper than what you do. I sent the pictures from stuff on my car and dog did things in my food, but he has it on in my food, so don't put it in there with him or leave us. No, we're sitting wet dirt and just in there for hours, you can smell it. Well, he did do it once, he got in with it, you know what it is.
He did that.
No, that's one of these things. I'm telling you, like, I mean, it was. I just. It's got a better first month, it never got. Twice, right near the front gate. So we just have to figure out how, who tell me we still out, and then what's the time? And then went to Arnold. Anyway, but he did get it to local one. Ate the whole thing. I got back and the box was empty. And I opened the door and he like looked at me like. And I was like, what did you do in that box? So what I did? So 4 hours. I went inside, got some like that, some of this kind of came back out, put the box, I think they said the empty box, see your liquor said, and I left it there for 4 hours. Which by the way was Okay. But what anytime it's like three, it was like closer to 2.5. But you know what? I went excited. I was like, you fucking. But it wasn't straight now. Yeah, you broke my heart, man. But I'm not mad at the spoilage. Yes. But running back in, if they're like just set the empty box on top of the food bowl, so you get lunch. Or excuse me, you get breakfast.
You think you understand? Ethically and morally, do you feel weird that you paid less because the dog's black? Like you feel like you helped? Then you're part of the problem in society. You should have to pay because the dog's black, so yes, you should pay
You know
less.
what? It's called like it's called.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
That's the same. It's called altruism. It's called being a white figure. And sometimes the sports rounds and practice to see a white guy really help them out because you can't do it on their own.
You need to reflect.
So they need a nice rich offer.
You need to go pay the owners more money.
Save them from the shitty lives they got themselves in jail. And I'm going to pity them so hard so I can save them. Thank you.
Yeah. But first, I would go back. The camera coming on. I would see look at the phone. Click on it. Go through it. Yeah, when you guys go to the fairs, you know you're gonna go. Yeah, you do sign as well, and then you're gonna go. Yeah, and then the fairs. All the tables in the right spot, right?
Okay, first thing, Game of Thrones will clear out.
Yeah. Number one.
And then I do.
Yeah. Start bullshit, start spinning.
Yeah.